Welcome everybody to another episode of Latif's Inspired. Today I'm going to do a very simplified dish for you, but it's packed full of flavour. It's called the chicken achari. Very traditional, authentic curry, but it's packed full of flavour and it's absolutely gorgeous. So chicken achari is today. Make sure you watch till the end and put some lovely comments in it. I'm using his amazing chicken and these lovely ingredients. Look at these tomatoes. Fantastic vine tomatoes. Is going to be absolutely gorgeous. And the star ingredient, lovely mixed pickle. This is going to make it so flavoursome, I promise you.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Right guys, as you're aware, whenever I marinate the chicken, it makes the chicken flavoursome and it keeps a lovely shape into the curry. So what I'm going to do, this is just about over 2.5 kg worth of chicken. So I'm going to use about 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of chili powder and 1 teaspoon of turmeric. This is going to give it a lovely colour and a lovely little spice. I'm going to mix this all up and then fry it. Give this a nice mix. There you go, the chicken's been mixed wonderfully. It took a few minutes and now I'm going to put the oil on to fry these bad boys. So my kora is warming up. I've got a cup of oil. I'm going to use some lovely butter ghee as well to fry the chicken. So that's 2 tablespoons of ghee gone into there. Right, the oil has heated up with the ghee. Now I'm going to fry the chicken. This will take about 8 to 10 minutes. And then I'm going to add it to the curry a bit later. What this does is just toughens up the chicken, gives it a fantastic flavour, and it's lovely when it's in a Boona style curry, which I'm going to do now. Right, the chicken's been frying away for about 6 minutes. This is a very high heat, so if you're at home, you might not be able to get it as high as this. So, right, normally this process takes about 8 to 10 minutes. When the chicken's looking like this, and it's sort of, there you go, a little bit pink inside, but I don't want it fully cooked as I'm going to cook it off in the curry. So carefully take this all out. I'll put in the next batch of chicken. It's been cooking away about 6 to 7 minutes. So by the time I take it out, it'll probably be 8 minutes. Smells fantastic.
I can only see thighs and legs.
That's it. Favourite part. Last batch of chicken. So I did it in 3. Right, this is my last batch. Look at this. There you go. My mate Maroosh loves a big, fat, juicy, succulent thigh, don't you, mate?
Lovely jubbly, mate.
Lovely jubbly, yeah? Look at that, wonderful. Nice, crispy, and this is going to be absolutely flavoursome, I promise you. There you go. This is going to be gorgeous. I'm going to use the same oil and ghee. This is very flavored and nice and spices in it. Right, I got some onions over here. These are 6 medium-sized onions. Bismillah. I'm using quite a lot of onions because I want to create a lovely thick sauce, guys. Put some garam masala. This is cinnamon sticks, which is the cassia bark. 3 of these. Lovely Bangladeshi tezpata, which is the bay leaf. 2, 4, 5. And whack in about 10 cardimon. There you go. Bismillah. The gas is still on a high heat, so I'm going to put it a little bit lower to a medium high, guys. I want the onions to caramelize and soften up. The waft is absolutely gorgeous, very fragrant, very aromatic. And when you cook it in this cast iron karahi, it is very smoky flavoured curry. It's absolutely to die for. There you go, let this soften up and I'll come back to it shortly. Right, I've got a nice little lid. This creates a lovely little steam. I'll come back to it in a couple of minutes. Right, it's been a few minutes. Created a lovely little steam. I really need to put some salt in. Once I put a bit of salt in, it draws out the liquid from the onions. I've put the gas down to a medium, so it's cooking away wonderfully. Now, I believe for the chicken, we put in about 2 teaspoons of salt. So the salt on the chicken is marinated wonderfully. So for the curry, normally it was nearly about 3 kg. So I would add about 3 teaspoons of salt. So therefore, I'm adding 2 teaspoons of salt for the sauce. So hopefully it's going to be flavored just right. And I'm going to use an achar, and when you make the achar, it's quite salty. Therefore, you don't want this curry to be too salty. Give this a nice little mix. And I want the onions to sort of caramelize. And once it's caramelized, then I'm going to add the ginger garlic. Put the lid back on and come back to it in a few more minutes. So it's ginger garlic time, guys. So it's 1 good tablespoon of ginger and about 2.5 tablespoons of fresh garlic. Voila, look at this. Lovely golden caramelized onions. So now put in this lovely good stuff. If you enjoy garlic, this is going to be the one for you. Lots of garlic there and lovely zingy ginger. There you go. Can you see that caramelization of the onion? When you cook in a massive karai like this, you get a fantastic smoky charred curry flavour. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I need to cook out the ginger and garlic for a good 5 minutes or so, and by that time the onions are going to be even more softened. Already, it's been a good about 8 to 10 minutes the onions have been cooking there. So cooking it on a medium-high heat. I can smell the garam masala. It's absolutely gorgeous. Put the lid back on and come back to it in a few minutes. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look at that. Lovely caramelization on the edges. Smelling wonderful. The onions have softened up, and now I'm going to add some spices. I'm going to add turmeric. I'm adding about 2 teaspoons of turmeric, chili powder, 1, 2, 2.5. I don't want it to be too spicy, but definitely a bit of spice to it. This is general curry powder. I'm adding 2 teaspoons of curry powder, and this is cumin, I'm just adding 1 teaspoon of cumin powder. I'm going to add some coriander powder. 1, 2, 3 coriander powder. Give this a nice little mix. Oh, that waft, that aroma, that fragrance is gorgeous. Smells divine. So all I'm doing is waking up all the spices in the oil. There you go. When you put the spices in, make sure your gas is not on a high heat, it's on a medium to a medium low. You don't want the spices to burn. So if it burns, it has a bitter taste, which we do not want. So now I've got 3 nice tomatoes. These were the vine tomatoes. It's going to create a lovely gravy. So they go in. I've got about 10, 11 green chilies. They go in. There you go, look at that. It's like the colours of Bangladesh, green and red. And this is the brown people, yeah? Very colourful dish. So I'm going to put the lid on. The gas is lowered slightly. And I'm going to let this steam and get softened up. This is looking wonderful. Tomatoes gone in there. Onions have softened up beautifully. Now I'm going to add this amazing chicken. Bismillah. I'm going to keep the jus. I'm going to booner the spices and add this cup of water shortly. Right, now I'm going to put the gas up. It was on a low all that time. Chicken's mixed in beautifully. There you go. I'm not going to put the lid on now. I'm going to watch this chicken and I'm going to wait for some water, liquid to release, and then I'm going to add some more water. Beautiful. Look at this chicken cooking away. It's on a high heat, so you have to be very careful. But it creates a fantastic dish. Now the chicken has got all that spice penetrated inside. This is called boonering the chicken. In Bengali we call it hoshaing. There you go. Now I'm adding some water. It's looking wonderful. I'm going to put the lid on and let this simmer for about a few minutes and come back to it. Guys, it's on a high heat. Be careful. Oh, bubbling away. It's big thighs, so you need to make sure it's cooked properly. So now I'm going to lower the gas to a medium heat. Now I'm going to add this amazing pickle. This is the achar, hence chicken achari. This is about 3 tablespoons of achar. It's going to create a lovely dish. The pickle itself has lots of spices and it's very flavoursome. So let this get mixed in. It's a lovely chunky pieces of chicken. Smells amazing, very fragrant. When you're cooking it, just make sure you don't have anything stuck to the bottom. There you go. Look at that, some of these chicken is caught at the bottom, but it's going to create a wonderful flavour, don't worry. There you go. Now I'm going to let this cook away for a good 5 minutes or so, and then I'll come back to it. Right guys, I just want to say, I've added 1 more cup of water. There you go, because some of the chicken were quite a big pieces of chicken, so I wanted it to be cooked properly. And the people who I'm cooking it for, they like a nice bit of sauce onto it, so it was a bit thick. So this is going to create a lovely, a bit more saucier dish. So I'll put the gas back up to a high heat. I'm going to cook this for a further 5 minutes or so, and then it will be ready to serve. There you go, this curry is lovely and saucy, and now it's the finishing touch line. So get about a couple of teaspoons of CASOORI METHI, gives that wonderful flavour. There you go, now turn the gas off, and that's your meal there, look at that. Gorgeous. Lovely thick sauce. Plenty of sauce for the request, as they want a nice curry rather than a boona. So when it's a boona, it's a very thick, dry sauce. When it's a curry, it's like this. Look at that. Nice, thick, restaurant style sauce. And you can mop it up with a naan bread. Wonderful. Right, lovely people, let's have a look. Get this little drumstick, bit of this sauce. Look at that. Yep, look at that. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Let's have a taste. Bismillah. Oh yes. Oh, you know when you got that sour sort of flavour from the pickle, this is beautiful. And the chicken, let's have a taste. Look at that caramelization on the chicken. Look at all the spice hugging the chicken. The chicken's in love. That is beautiful. If if you want a really authentic, spicy sort of dish, this is the one for you. Chicken achari. Very flavoursome, but most importantly, it's a very authentic style dish. And you can have it with naan bread, rice, whatever you fancy. And if you've enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, guys, for more fantastic videos. So show some love. See you soon.
For me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.